Hello, I'm a curator, and this is today's item. This is the album Numbers by Bell. Now, it's a really odd album, and I found it randomly in a charity shop. It's odd in that it's properly good. It's sort of like the most bare-bone, basic electronic you can get, sort of Kraftwerk in a way, but it works really well. It's sort of what you refer to as electro. Now, looking at the CD itself, it's quite intriguing. There's a so Bell Numbers. This probably could have been used as the album cover as well as that. Let's just say there's no doubt that it's an album called Numbers by a band called Bell. Now, it originally had an outside cover, but it was in a state of decay, and I have since discarded it because it just wasn't worth it anymore. So we have to look inside for the track listing, a rather psychedelic picture of the band. And the track listing we have for Potential Analog Dependency. Now, this is probably the only song that I would say is alright. It's a bit confusing, and it's a bit confusingly constructed, so it makes you think that certain parts in the song are happening when they shouldn't be, and it feels a bit oddly timed because of that. That's probably the only song on the album I say is less than alright. It's still good, but it's sort of lesser than the others, and I really don't listen to it as much as I do the other songs. Second one, 500 Horses, is good. Hotel November is very good. It's probably one of the better songs on the album. New World Order is, well, the words are, we have to sterilise. I've looked them up. It's just a joke. They're not actually Nazi people, or I wouldn't be listening to the album. Circumstances Surrounding the Mysterious Death of Harold Kenrick. It's a good song, but it's a pain in the arse to have in your music folder at full length, so I just usually shorten down the file name to just Circumstances. Computer is a good song. King Monkey is alright, Disco Bell is good, Dance to the Beat is good, and S-Pulse is short. What do I need to say? They're simple songs, they need simple reviews. The only way I could really describe them is Kraftwerk-ish. Simple, repetitive beats, simple, memorable melodies, minimal lyrics. It's just well put together. But it doesn't sound like it's trying to be Kraftwerky, it just sounds like it's trying to be electronic music. Bell are Dan Crouch and Adrian Stevens, musical assistants DJ Mike Whiskey and DJ Holland, cover photos and manipulation by Jeff Cowan, design by Adrian Self and Splonger. This is a product of Satellite Records, 12 Ingesta Place, Soho, London, W1F, OJF. I'm not so sure if they exist anymore, and certainly it's the case that their second album, 7 Types of Six, which I do have somewhere, and I will talk about, was released on Soul Jazz Records instead. Now, the CD looks more confusing than it is. It's just the song titles repeated over and over and over, and besides that, there's not much to say about the case. In a review sense, it's hard to say what I think, because I just think it's good. I found it randomly one day in a charity shop, and I just listened to it, and it was a billion times better than I was expecting. And indeed, it's probably one of my favourite albums because it's just so simple and Kraftwerkish without being Kraftwerkish. You can tell when someone's trying to be Kraftwerkish, and they always sound a bit cheesy, like when you listen to Computer with a K, or Karl Bartos or Wolfgang Flor, who used to be in Kraftwerk and now aren't anymore. Indeed, last year, Wolfgang Flor, indeed, I called him Flor, sorry, released an album called Eloquence, and I had to listen to that on Spotify, and it just, not to be mean, but it needed a little refinement. It was a bit dull in parts, and he needed to work on it. It was alright though, and it didn't stop me writing the Wikipedia article for it. Cough, cough, have a look. But this is a good album. It's a pity you can't really find it anywhere, and because of its vague name, it's really difficult to look up. You'd have to do a lot of digging to find out. I will have another look if Satellite Records exist, but is it worth getting? If you find it, most certainly. If you're a fan of Kraftwerk and simple electro music, then you might get a kick out of this. It's a really fun little album, really straight to the point, simple, minimalist without feeling sort of underdeveloped, if that makes sense. It's just like a simple, nice little album. Thank you very much for watching, and good day to you all.